Now fuck it.
Say, my playmate, won't you lay your hands on me? Mirror my malady, transfer my tragedy. Got a curse we cannot live, shines when the sunset shifts. When the moon is round and full, gonna bust that rock, gut that fish. We could jet in a stolen car, but I bet we won't get too far. For the transformation takes, and the bloodlust tanks, and the grave gets slick. My body's framed, God, I like it. My heart's to blame, my body's straight, God, I like it. My mind has changed, my body's framed, God, I like it. My heart's to blame, my body's straight, God, I like it. Charge me your day rate, I'll turn you out in kind. When the moon is round and full, gonna teach you tricks that'll blow your mongrel mind. I recognize you're a hideous thing inside. Ever there was a lucky kind. It's you. I know it's strange, another way to get to know you. You'll never know unless we go, so let me show you. I know it's strange, another way to get to know you. We've got till noon, here comes the moon. Let it show you now. Feel me completer, down to my core. Open your arms and let them weave on yours. Feeding on fever, down to my door. Open your heart and let it bleed on yours. Feel me completer, down on all fours. I'll show you what all the how is for. Yeah, my playmate, won't you lay your hands on me? Mirror my malady, transfer my tragedy. Got a curse we cannot live, shine when the sun shines here. Tell your mama and your grandma too, it's true. We're howling forever, oh. We're howling forever, oh. We're howling forever, oh. We're howling forever, we're howling forever, we're howling forever.
All right, let's bring out Ben and Gabe.
It's the LIFERS podcast with Scott Lucas, Gabe Rodriguez, and Ben Reiser. And now, here's Scott, Gabe, and Ben live for the first time ever from Gman Tavern in Chicago!
Gabe.
Hello, man.
There's Gabe and Ben. There we go. two things that Herb Rosen loves the most: acoustic gigs and podcasts. He goes, really? You're doing a podcast? And then he goes, really? You're doing a live podcast? Can I make drinks? That's not what happened.
I know I was not a fan of the idea of you playing a whole set before we did the podcast.
You should take the mic off the thing, because you're giving me a Stephen Hawking vibe right now.
We're a little stiff on these things. You say
I say you take the mic off. It feels good. I like it. Try it.
I'm gonna break it. Hold on.
Yeah, you're gonna break it all right. So, what were you saying, Ben?
Thank you.
I hope this is gonna be super complimentary.
Yes,
Okay.
I was gonna say I kept saying no. We need to do the podcast, and that builds up to your live set. Like, that's what everyone's gonna be excited for.
Well,
But I will say now, I feel better because I feel like people probably feel like they got their money's worth already, and we could just do whatever the fuck, and nobody cares.
I disagree. I think people have seen me do plenty of acoustic sets.
Not like that.
Like,
that
I mean,
was
I should-
amazing.
no,
Am I
no.
right, everybody? Was
No.
that the best?
What? Anyway, people are here to see you and Gabe.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay.
So Gabe, how was the drive? You drove from Florida?
I drove from Jacksonville, Florida, all the way to meet with the people out here. in
Now
person.
that you're outside of state lines for Florida, you're allowed to say whatever you want about that fucking DeSantis.
Just because he's running for president now, that you can't tarnish the whole state. I don't tarnish Illinois
we
for
can.
their high taxes.
Really? You're going to bring up high taxes?
Listen, I can't afford to come back here if I wanted to.
Come on.
I'm not trying to be. I'm not on the side.
You're
of,
making everybody turn against you.
no,
They're
no.
excited.
I'm just saying. I had a long drive. I rented a car. I rented a car to get here.
Uh-huh.
I'm on 65 coming up right outside of Nashville,
Yes.
and the accelerator pedal on my car stops working. I'm not shitting you. I'm on 65, going 75 miles an hour, and I'm like, why are we slowing down? I'm not hitting the brakes. The
Maybe
pedal,
you just couldn't reach the accelerator.
no. Hey, hey,
It's a short joke. Our first short joke.
that's racist.
It's heightist. It's not racist.
It's close enough. But
Listen, that
Steve.
car, you rented that car? This is the stupidest car I've ever...
No,
First of
that
all,
was-
Gabe doesn't let me drive, ever. But he's not a good Chicago driver. He's a really bad Chicago driver. You're bad Chicago everything.
I don't know the shortcuts like you. I haven't lived here half my life.
So I say, give me the keys. He's like, gives me the keys. But there's no gear shift in this fucking thing.
It's a button. It's like the window. You roll up the windows with this button. You turn it on. You park. You go in neutral. You go in drive. It's the buttons.
Have you heard of this shit? It's stupid, right? It's so stupid.
You don't feel the gear shifting. You just hit the button. That's it.
All right, so you had a story. Well,
Anyway, I had to exchange the car because I'm not driving this thing for a week in the Chicago area with no gas pedal. So I had to drive. I sucked. I had to slow down, pull over to the side on the interstate, and then call Enterprise and say this car sucks.
And what'd they say?
They said, we'll send you an Uber and a tow truck and just wait in your car. I'm like, hell no. I'm going to try and drive this thing. Where's the closest one?
What time was this when this happened?
This was like 5 o'clock in the evening, and it's on a Saturday. There's no Enterprise open. I had to go to the Nashville airport to exchange the car. It sucked.
Now you're on his side again, aren't you?
But anyway,
So you
Wait a
drove for
minute.
2 days,
yes, drove for 2 days.
and
then
you listened to Iron Maiden the entire way.
I made a playlist of Iron Maiden songs, the longest Iron Maiden songs I knew, because I needed some time to relax and just jam to Maiden.
What's the longest Iron Maiden song? Is it still Rhyme of the Ancient Mariner?
Well, I think there's something on Book of Souls. Brian would know this, maybe. There's like a 14.
No, he said fuck off to Iron Maiden a while ago.
Anyway, they got some 10-minute songs on the last album. There's like 3 of them, and then Rhyme of the Ancient Mariner is 13 minutes and 33 seconds, something like that.
13 minutes and 45 seconds.
Yes.
That's the number of these. So we have Brian Blockinger. Does anybody listen to Lifers, the podcast? Okay. This will be a lot more fun if you listen to that. You don't listen to it.
I listened to the Kyle Kinane episode because he talked about me a lot.
Yeah, good. So Brian is here. Brian's been on the show. Herb's here. Herb, you got to stop with the blending. Herb's here. Lauren is here. Thank you for We got Steve Reidell in the back. Doing the
from everybody's favorite episode, our Genesis deconstruction.
Steve was on the Genesis episode. Okay, that's
extra
the last
loud.
fruity drink for at least 45 minutes.
Holy shit.
So Steve is here. He did the Genesis episode.
Yes.
That was our 5th episode.
Was it?
Yeah. We've done 3,000 episodes since then. It's Mr. Sleeve. Yeah, it is. It is like a morning talk show, except we're not in the morning. And everyone's favorite, Justine, is right there. Now, here's the thing. She shouldn't be there. She should not be allowed, because when we came up with this idea, not my idea, by the way, it was Eddie, our manager's idea. Justine goes, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, "Well, it's a live podcast thing." She goes, "People go to that shit?" And I'm like, "Not you. You didn't believe in me. And now look at these people. They believed in me." Yes, I know. I'm here for Gabe.
There's a couple more alumni out there. You missed a few.
Who?
Kelly Way is out there.
Kelly Way is out there. We just saw Jill walk in there. There's Mahmood is here.
But he was a panelist. He wasn't actually a guest.
Oh, that's right. He didn't want to be a guest. You want to be a guest now, Mahmood? Fuck no. Gabe, have you done anything unpunk this week?
Oh, you're going to put me on the spot now? Here we go.
Steve, hit the Unpunk Gabe theme if we're going to do it.
Unpunk Gabe, unpunk Gabe, unpunk Gabe. Unpunk Gabe.
Oh, wow.
Is that Ben's voice doing that?
Yes,
No,
it
it's
is.
Ben's voice doing the...
I don't know.
Lay it on a string bean.
So I'm shopping, trying to find some shoes. Of course, I got wide feet. The first ones I bought, I had to take back. Those kind you don't have to tie anymore. You can just slip them on. I'm the old man now. I hate tying my shoes. So I'm like, all right, I'm going to save 3 minutes a day for the rest of my life. That's a lot of time I can save. But the shoes stretched out and they didn't fit right. I had to take them back.
It's always about shoes with you.
Were these the vegan shoes?
At the same place.
Shoes don't eat, by the way.
I know, but...
Okay.
So I had to take these shoes back. I'm like, can you take these shoes back? I wore them for a day. They fit like terrible. They hurt my feet. Yeah, we'll take them back. Pick another pair. I get this other pair, just the same ones, but now they have shoelaces. But they hurt my feet. So my wife says, "Oh, I used to work for a podiatrist. Here's what you do. You buy these insoles, and you put them in your shoes." You know, I'm talking about the ones... This is pretty unpunk. So I bought these insoles. We got them the next day. She cut them down, fit in there, and they don't fit in the shoe. Now it doesn't even fit. I can't even wear the shoes with the insoles. This is unpunk. Wearing insoles, that's unpunk. Who thinks it's unpunk to wear insoles?
Not me. I wear insoles.
What?
And you know why I wear them? Because I was jumping up and down for years in Converse, and then Chuck Taylor's, and then you get the fucking bone spurs. That's punk. Insoles are punk.
No. Insoles are punk is wearing them and not wearing insoles. You don't have insoles, do you? Old man?
Yeah.
53-year-olds?
I could not. I was like 34, and I could not walk because I had those. Man, you don't want spurs. Okay, unpunk Gabe. That was a good one.
Unpunk Gabe.
Very nice, Steve. Very nice.
Gabe and I went for lunch today at a Mexican restaurant.
Thanks for the invite, fellas.
Mexican restaurant. Well, we'll get to you. We went to El Barco, which is Spanish for the barco, and Gabe's looking through the menu, and I'm like, "What are you doing? I know you're getting the cheese enchiladas. Why are you wasting our time?" What did you get?
Well, I had to look at the menu. Everything's in Spanish. I don't know Spanish. What kind of Rodriguez knows Spanish?
So what did you order?
Enchiladas.
Enchiladas. And then he had the choice between vegetables or fries. This guy, fries, yeah.
Fries. Can't go wrong with fries.
No, the look on your face, you were so excited.
Crinkly fries.
Now, wasn't that better than fucking Chipotle?
Today, it was better, yes. Most real Mexican restaurants are better than Chipotle.
Exactly.
But in a pinch, Chipotle is pretty good.
I'm glad you said pinch. Because that makes a lot of sense.
Chipotle is not bad. Ben, you've had it before.
I have had Chipotle, yeah.
Do you speak highly of it, or do you...
No,
Come on.
but
Scott,
yeah, if there's nothing else around, sure.
you never had it.
I'm not, no, never had Chipotle.
Well, that's going to change tonight.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, yes.
Ooh, what? Is that what you shoved under the table before? Oh my God. Wow.
We might need some
We
napkins.
got some prop comedy. Are
Yeah,
you Gallagher 1 or
we're
2?
going to need some napkins. Okay, so this is a Chipotle burrito. All right, you know, Nash Cato from Urge Overkill calls burritos dung bags. And I cannot bring myself to eat a dung bag, but I'll do it for you.
Was it too many beans? Or too much of that cheese? Or too much guacamole? Or too much sour cream? My burrito exploded. Well, no, it exploded. Got all over my shirt.
I feel like it's my birthday.
And all over my pants.
Look
All
at
right.
this thing.
That's what it's supposed to look like.
How much did this cost?
It's like $9.99. Unless you're in Chicago, it's probably $12.99.
Too much. All right, okay, I'm going to eat this.
The whole thing?
Avert your eyes.
Scott, is that what you do? You unwrap the whole thing?
Oh, you're not supposed. Oh, you're supposed to keep it in the thing.
Yeah. Thank you, sir.
Good thinking. Which side do I go? Dong bag.
The
That's
top
disgusting.
Top side.
There we go.
Chemical warfare.
All my friends know the low rider. The low
53 years. 53. Almost 54.
This is like one bite, everybody knows the rules. You eat burritos almost as well as that Dave Portnoy eats a slice of pizza.
It's fine. You're right. It's fine.
It's good, isn't it?
Ow.
It's pretty good.
Is it good? It's watery.
Okay.
Right? It's a little watery. Because apparently there's every fucking ingredient on the planet in this thing. A lot of rice. What's up with that?
You can say light on the rice. You can do whatever you want. Have it your way.
Thank you, Gabe.
All right. You're welcome.
I'll
Well,
eat
that's
that later.
progress. That's a beautiful thing when that happens. Wow.
That's mine. Don't touch it.
We're going to be selling these used mugs and what's left of the burrito afterwards at the merch table.
All right. All right. Anybody have any questions for anybody?
I feel like if you're going to ask a question, you should do a shot with Scott. We should do the one shot with Scott, but it should actually be an actual shot.
One shot with Scott. Okay,
One shot with Scott.
One shot with Scott.
No,
Just
as
do
many
one.
people as want to ask questions.
One shot with Scott.
All right. Who's got a question? I've got a mic that I can bring out to the audience if anyone's got one.
I think we can probably hear them.
Oh, all right. I was just thinking about broadcasting this later on our.
Oh, that's right. We are
podcast.
recording this, so you will hear yourself.
Come over this way a little bit, sir. I don't want to walk all the way back there. It's been a long day.
That's a nice shirt you got there.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's one vote for Maiden.
Yeah, there you go.
I
So
don't
this
see any replacement shirts. You lose, Ben. All right, what do you got?
so this may be a noob question, but you mentioned this at one of the last Metro shows. How did you get banned from the Metro? Is that a story you can tell in this?
Banned from the Metro?
20 years ago, you said you were banned from the Metro for a while, and then you were unbanned, and then you played shows.
Might have been a joke, but there was one night that Flicker Stick was playing at the Metro. Yeah, and I was obsessed with that Bands on the Run show, so I was obsessed with Flicker Stick. And I was like, I'm gonna fucking party with Flicker Stick. And I partied with Flicker Stick. And then I tried to get in a smart bar. The guy's like, no, you can't come in. So then I went to, what was the bar that it was Wrigleyville Tap, and then it turned into something after that?
Fuel.
Which one? Fuel. So when it was Fuel, so wouldn't let me in a smart bar, so I walked back into Fuel and I threw up all over the floor and said, fuck you, Fuel. And so yeah, that was about as close as it came. Cheers. I need this.
One shot with Scott.
Are you getting a shot too? I think. Yeah, good. Yeah, that's the whole idea. You gotta.
Any other questions?
Have a shot.
No?
We got one.
Oh yeah. Another shot with Scott. One more shot.
All right. Obviously, this is up to your discretion. Who is the worst celebrity or rock star you've ever had an interaction with?
Flicker Stick.
Fair enough.
Any others? Come on.
We need another shot for Scott though.
I don't know if we need, but okay.
Best Michael Shannon story.
Best Michael Shannon story?
Yeah.
Ooh, I don't know. I don't really have good Michael Shannon stories because I'm always so drunk.
Cop car.
Oh, okay. Here's a good story. So it was what game of the Game 5 of when the Cubs were doing the World Series. So they win.
You said the Cubs. You said the Cubs were doing the World Series.
Yeah, that's right. They were doing the World Series. Okay. And so they win, Game 5 or whatever. And Kelly's like, Mike's at Wrigleyville, not Wrigleyville. Mike's at Old Oak, not Old Oak, Old Town. Mike's at Old Town Ale House. See, it's working. And she goes, I go, we'll never get over there. And she goes, I got something. A cop, we get into a cop car. Cop car goes, I'll drive you over there. He puts on the siren, and we were just, it's the best night of my life. And I'm screaming out the window, get the fuck out of the way. And the cop's like, shh, quiet, you know? So we get over there, we walk in, and I'm like, Mike, what's going on? He's like, hey, Scott, yeah. That's not a great story, but that's what happened. It was a fun night. Cheers.
Well, you can listen to the Michael Shannon podcast episode. You've got a good story about when you went to the wrong address. To pick him up.
Yeah. That was embarrassing.
Been there, done that.
That was terrible.
I listen to the podcast. I love it. I presume all of you do too.
Yeah, that's what I like to hear.
And a few times, Fleetwood Mac and the albums Rumors and Tusk have come up. And Scott, you've talked about like a night you were out and it was like what should be played.
Right.
And so I have a story because I remember a night that you suggested which one I play.
Right.
It was at our house. It was a Saturday night, a pretty good party.
Post Pitchfork.
Post Pitchfork
Right.
party, yes. Great guest list,
The
great people.
10th time that the National played.
Yes.
Yeah. As opposed to the 25th.
And so it was all going great, and then it started pouring. And we were like, people were outside on the roof and outside on the balcony, and so everyone comes inside. So I had to decide what to play next because we had an opportunity to play an album. You were sitting in the living room, and that's where I was going to press play on it. And I wanted to play Tusk by Fleetwood Mac. Because
The good one.
it's got some great shit on it.
Yeah. Right.
And you said you should play Rumors.
Right.
Night. I don't know if you remember it.
I
but-
do. But that was when like the hipster thing to say was Tusk is better. And Tim was like, yeah, Tusk is a better record, right? I'm like, fuck no, it's not better. Every song on Rumors is brilliant.
Yeah.
And only Tim Edwards would say that Tusk was better.
I thought I said it, but you did exactly say that about
I
Rumors.
like to
It
blame
was
everything
fantastic.
on Tim. It's okay. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're welcome.
Because of the story when you thought I had Tusk at my house, or Rumors.
No, that had nothing to do with you.
Well, what are you pointing at me
Not
for?
everything has.
I've never owned the record. I told you I never owned the record. And I was right.
Why are you getting so upset?
I'm not upset. I'm just saying.
I told you I never owned the record. God damn it. Yeah. So Herb's gonna make a fruity drink. Have you had? So Herb, you used to make these at Raw Bar.
Yeah, a few doors down from here, about 30 years ago. Well, actually, more than 30 years ago. We have strawberry, blueberry, raspberry, banana, daiquiris or margaritas, and they're $12. And when you guys get bored, just come up and we'll interrupt.
When you get bored, what kind of confidence is that?
Are you gonna have you're making blueberry, right?
Yeah, I'm making you blueberry. Exactly. Yeah.
You got the banana?
We got blueberry banana.
It's got a lot of potassium in it. A lot of potassium.
Blueberry banana mix is what Howard has.
If you have blueberry cereal, Gabe will have one of those.
Not be bad.
No, it's blueberry, right?
That's what I said.
Blueberry's
Blueberry.
good, almost as good as Frankenberry.
Oh, you got
All right,
Frankenberry?
how long is this gonna go on?
That was not part
That's
of the
okay.
setup.
Normally we have the L train during our podcast.
That's
so
true.
this is fine. This is the new L train.
Normally we do. The what?
It's the background noise you need.
That's right. That's right. You do need some
This
background.
proves it's a live podcast.
It worked in rehearsal.
Rehearsal. I wasn't invited to a rehearsal.
No, you
Oh,
weren't.
you guys were too busy at lunch.
We like you fresh.
It was on. Cheers.
So how long did you work at Raw Bar?
Hey.
I worked there from, let's see, I worked there from 1989 until right before we opened Liars, like 1989 to 1995. I left there in April of 95 and we opened Liars in June of 95. In fact, 2 weeks from Thursday will be 28 years.
Nice. So tell me, was the alligator really alligator?
Yes, sometimes. But when they ran out, many times it was pounded out chicken.
Pounded out chicken.
It really was. But
I love that.
But it didn't matter. That mushroom tarragon cream sauce was like the best thing on earth. You just put a turd in there.
Was it pounded out turds?
Not mine.
All right.
Gabe, who's on the show tonight?
Gabe, who is on the show tonight?
Are you really asking me who's on the show tonight?
I think I'm kind of really asking you who the guest on the show is tonight.
Am I supposed to say who the guest is? I'm not in on the joke here.
You're not in the... Well,
I wasn't in on it until about 3 hours ago.
Yeah.
yeah.
I got somebody here for
All right, well, bring him on.
Okay.
Hey, everybody, it's Chips
Holy
Enough.
Fucking shit.
Hey! Oh! Ben, you should see your face.
It's not even my birthday.
Oh, yes, it is. Chip, how you doing?
Pretty good for my age. Good. Hey, good to see everybody here. Thanks for coming
Hey,
out tonight.
everybody. So
Check,
Ben,
check.
like we would have like Jill Biden on the show.
Dr. Jill.
Dr. Jill, and Ben would go, Dr. Jill, what do you think about Enough's Enough? You know, so he always brings up Enough's Enough.
I'm very flattered. I've been doing this for a long time. It's always nice to be recognized, and congratulations to you as well.
Ben had no idea who the guest was really going to be. We told him it was Herb tonight. All night we're saying, well, how does Herb going to get on the stage? What's he going to do?
And Ben was really disappointed. He was like, Herb's the guest? Oh, again?
Yeah, right? Same stories.
All right, Ben, here he goes. What do you got? Nothing?
I had a lot
All
of
right.
questions for Herb. Chip, how do you keep doing it year after year?
It's a blessing from above. And I put this band together in 1984. We were kids. Just graduated from Brother Rice High School. And was discovered by a guy named Doc McGee. Doc McGee used to
Oh,
manage.
yeah? You worked with Doc?
Yeah, so I was in Lake Geneva, Wisconsin. Skid Row was doing their first record. We were in there doing our demos. And Doc came in, And we gave him a couple cassette tapes. That's how old I am, folks.
Yeah.
So gave him 3 cassette tapes, or 2 cassette tapes of some of the demos that we did. And Doc came up to me 2 days later and says, I got 3 cassette tapes in my car. 2 of them are enough's enough. And I said, oh, thanks, I appreciate that. We had no jobs, no nothing. We had no dough. We just graduated from school. And he says, I got a friend of mine. His name is Derek Shulman. Shulman used to be the lead singer of a band called Gentle Giant. And I think that he just would be interested in hearing some of your music. He just signed Cinderella and Bon Jovi. So those bands were hot at the time.
Yes,
and I said, oh, that's great, and I just played it off. And then a week later, we got a phone call from the record company saying, we want to see your band. So we were rehearsing a dress rehearsal down here at Don and Monica Greatlis's place on Grand Avenue. Don, we just lost him, God rest his soul. And we were smoking pot all day and hanging out with Veruca Salt and Smashing Pumpkins. Everybody was rehearsing in this place. And he came down. It was a disaster of an audition, if you want to call it. We weren't taking ourselves seriously whatsoever, and I think he liked that. It really tripped his trigger. And as I said, I had a job. I was working at U.S. Steel with my father, and got a phone call the following day after this disastrous audition, and they offered us $250,000 to make the first record.
Nice.
So we went to Lake Geneva and ran into the guys in Skid Row, and we're making records at the exact same time.
Why Lake Geneva?
Our management company thought it was in our best interest to get us out of Chicago because our band always had a propensity to get in trouble at any single moment.
I've heard stories,
and they're true.
Yeah.
And I think we found ourselves in a position where let's not confuse motion with progress. Let's make a record and not be smothered by any outside extracurricular activities. So we started making the record over at the studio, and we did everything in like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And I remember we were getting kicked out of there because who was it? Jane's Addiction was coming in there. They were going to mix their record. Nothing shocking.
Herb's a huge Jane's Addiction.
Listen, we followed those guys.
He hates Jane's
We followed those guys in the clubs in the early days,
Yeah.
And we took that record, and we took us about 5 months to get it together. Set everything up, and the record company sent us up over with a guy named Rick Krim at MTV. And Rick Krim was a big fan of pop bands. He loved Badfinger, and of course he loved the Beatles. Who doesn't?
Right.
And he just had a band on there called Jellyfish. I don't know anybody who heard it there. I love Jellyfish. And he goes, I want to help your band. I think you guys got something special.
So you guys are right up his alley.
Yeah, and he goes, I want you to make a colorful video, real flamboyant. So we got this guy named Paul Starr to come out, and he put the lipstick on us and makeup, and we looked pretty good back then. We were chiseled, we just started getting money, so we were still thin.
Yeah.
And we started we started shooting the video, and we shot it in a couple of days, and then MTV started playing it, and the rest was history.
What was that, Fly High Michelle? Or
No, it was a song called New Thing.
It was New Thing, okay.
Yes,
Yeah.
So that was really the catalyst for everything for us, because as soon as we did that, then we got a tour with Badlands and started going out with Def Leppard and all the big bands and playing. Yeah, Jakey Lee. Yeah, first day he came in, he hated my guitar player, Derek Frigo, God rest his soul as well. Derek from Chicago. His father was the late Johnny Frigo, wonderful violinist, played with Count Basie and Billie Holiday and everybody. And he was, it was funny because Jakey walked in, he didn't like us because I guess they were both dating the same chick, and which is understandable because it's a slim little pond that we're all swimming in. And I said to him, my wife just had a daughter, and we had a beautiful daughter together. And I said, I got a little girl named Tara, and he goes, I just had a baby too. So we got along. The first day was great. He hated my band, but he liked me.
Right.
And then we were able to go out and tour and watch those guys. Those members of Kiss that were in that band too. The drummer was playing in Badlands at the time.
Who was it?
Eric.
Oh, it was Eric.
Singer.
It was, right.
Yeah, so it was a wonderful band. We went on a tour. We did about 2 months with those guys, and I had tetracycline and erythromycin, because in case anybody caught the clap or anything, we had medicine. So I was a doctor on the tour, and I remember, the guys in the band were like, hey man, you got any of those pills? And I go, listen, you can't, back in the old days, if you were taking any kind of penicillin or antibiotics, you can't drink. Right. And I said, you guys shouldn't be drinking with that. They're okay, it's all right. I had 50 of them in 2 different bottles, and I went through them in 1 month. I had to call my mom and get more pills.
Right. Don't drink, but getting the clap is fine.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you guys were like marketed as like glam metal, right? And did you hate that? Because did you see yourself as more in the vein of like Cheap Trick and the Beatles and
Well,
stuff?
we are like that.
Yeah.
But people were listening with their eyes instead of their ears when we came out and we were wearing our sisters' and mother's clothes. We had fucking scarves and a hat, like I dress right now.
Yeah.
Except I'm 30 years older. So we were real colorful, real flamboyant, and which I'm not ashamed of whatsoever.
No.
And that was, if I didn't do that and I came out like we were U2 and was wearing T-shirts and stuff like you're dressed
Like
right now,
me. You're like asshole
maybe
like
we'd
me,
be huge
exactly.
right now, and I may not be here. I don't know.
No, trust me. Dress like me, you're not going to be huge.
I think you've done pretty well for
No,
yourself.
well, I think
Okay.
you've done. Let's not get into this.
No,
So-
the colorful thing really helped. It was really good for us because MTV was looking for bands that were flamboyant.
Right.
So when that video came out and all the peace signs and the colors and stuff and psychedelic things, that tripped their trigger. They was really happy they started playing it. But it was the fans that spoke.
Yeah.
And people were calling in MTV and going, "Hey, we like this band. This is great. Play that video again." So that really,
I remember
that was
that.
the spark that started
Yeah.
everything for us. It really was. New Thing was the first song.
And I remember the cassettes everywhere. Like you'd go into the music store, of
course,
buy guitar strings. They were like,
Yeah, when we were
cassettes
shooting that
everywhere.
video, Charlie Fleischman, the voice of Roger Rabbit, used to be Carvelli and Welcome Back, Kotter.
Yeah.
He came down to the to where we were shooting the video, and he goes, "Hey, where's the band?" I go, "It's me, it's Chip." He didn't even recognize me for all the lipstick and the makeup and everything that we had on there. And then we did the video, and it was such a huge success that we overlooked it. But then we started seeing people and listening to people saying, "These guys, they don't have any substance. It's just a colorful band, and they don't have what it takes." But all our constituents, the Aerosmiths, the Cheap Tricks, all those guys, they all loved us, and they still do to this day because we stayed true to our craft. Writing good songs about everyday experiences we all went through out here, and that's what it was all about at the end of the day. And you listen to our records now, by the way, folks, not to brag, but 21 records right now. Enough Stuff has it.
It's fucking insane. It's fucking insane. And the
Nothing
last,
but hits. Nothing but
yeah,
hits.
and the last record came out last year.
Yeah.
I mean, I listened to it and I'm just kind of like, what? Where do you? Because like Catastrophe.
Yeah.
Is the best thing.
That could be a local H song.
Well, I don't think so. It's the best thing you've ever done. I mean, it's
Thanks.
great. I mean, how? Where do you come up with it?
The songs, John Lennon said it best. He goes, all the songs are already written. It's up to us as musicians to find them and bring them down to the audience. And that whole record is pretty much my lifestyle, what I've done through my life, through my whole career. So I look at lipstick on a glass or a joint in an ashtray, and that inspires songs. It really does. The biggest fear for any musician out there is running out of fucking songs. Let's face it. I'm doing another record right now, as a matter of fact, and the label's going, come on, let's get this done. We want to get it out there. And I'm going, I've put 4 records out in the last year and a half. That's a lot of work. It
is.
But then he's looking at Billy Corrigan. He just put a record out with 30-something songs on it. I go, that guy's
Yeah,
pretty,
but
that's
there's no
pretty profound.
Catastrophe on that record.
No.
I believe me.
Yeah. Don't sling mud when you live in a glass
No,
house.
I'm not. But all right. So I mean, for me, like I know that like the days of me getting a song on the radio are over. Like I accept it. So like, where do you find? Why do you still want to write hits that like exist in another plane? You know what I mean? I mean, it's why not just sell it to
Well, because I want to trip my own trigger. I'm still alive, and I feel good about where I'm at as far as in the music business, still making records. We have a label, so they still push this stuff out there.
Yeah.
You got Vivo, you got YouTube. There's avenues there, and there's movies, soundtracks, TV shows, commercials. You just don't know. If you don't come up with songs, you're gonna confuse motion with progress. You're not gonna go anywhere. So I want to put music out there, and plus the people that want to hear new songs in a different way. Maybe I'll have something that moves them and it catches their attention. I do it for myself though, and if it passes the test of time, then I turn on to the audience to that stuff. I'm not putting shit records out there, and not to sound unmodest, folks. I really want the songs to be as good as they can be.
Right. And honestly, like, I mean, the records sound better than, than the New Thing record. You know what I mean?
I went out and I went to Chris Steinman's. I produced the records with a guy named Rob Posen. He does all kinds of punk rock stuff. So I thought that was a good dichotomy, having a punk rock producer along with me who does pop stuff. Then when I finished the records, I go to this guy named Chris Steinman's here in Chicago. He's got a studio called Stonecutter Studio, and he does hip hop and rap and rock, but he also did Kiss and Alice Cooper and Cheap Trick. He does all kinds of great stuff. So I thought, I'm going to get this guy to mix the records. So sonically, they'll sound great.
Smart.
And they sound like today.
Yeah.
And it costs a little bit extra to do that because I do most of the records. I have a studio on the south side of Chicago. I live in Blue Island, and with 3 kitty cats and my wife, and I make the records there. That's what I do every.
Yeah.
And I produce tons of records. I just did the Midnight Devils. I did Joey Ramone's nephew, Steve Ramone. He just came out with a record on Pavement. I did the Marquishe record that should be out pretty soon. So I try to stay as busy as possible, helping other artists as well as myself.
Right. So are you tight with the Pavement Cats? You do a lot of stuff with them?
I don't. What I do is I give them bands, and they don't. And they say thank you. That's it. Yeah. No, there's no financial.
Well, fuck them.
Yeah. No one's wetting my beak. That's for sure.
All right. So here you had a song. Now this makes you more Chicago than just about anybody. But you had a song in Henry, Portrait of a Serial Killer.
Yeah. Isn't that strange?
It's fucking great.
Yeah. I was friends with this guy. Thanks, you guys. I didn't know that was going to be a cult hit around the country. I had no idea. We were just trying to find any avenue to where people would pay attention to our band. This was 1985, 86.
So
we couldn't get any gigs.
Happen?
We were opening for Cheap Trick and BTO and Guess Who. Anybody that would come through town.
Wait, what, BTO?
Yeah, BTO, Bachman Turner Overdrive.
Yeah, I know what it stands for. Go on.
I remember saying on the microphone, I go, I asked my brother Donnie, I go, remember these guys? They used to be huge. And Donnie goes, they still are. They were real big guys, you know. It probably wasn't a good thing because we never got called back for another show with them. But my friend Steve Jones, who used to work with Styx, he had a band
Not
called
that
Fawn.
Steve Jones, but Steve A. Jones.
Steve A. Jones,
Right.
yeah. He says, we're doing this movie. You got any songs? I said, yeah. And the only one I could think of that would fit with fingers on it.
Yeah.
And I knew Michael Rooker was in the movie, and I didn't know how it was going to be put together, but I knew there was going to be a couple of good cats in there. So we gave him the song, and then it came out. We were excited, but they spelled the name wrong and everything. It was spelled ENOUGH. And
They're
but
movie
we
guys.
were
They
just
don't know
happy.
shit.
People got it when they heard the music, and they go, just a misspelling on it. Didn't matter. And that really helped us a lot, but it didn't get us a deal. We didn't get the deal until we went to Lake Geneva, Wisconsin, and ran to Doc McGee.
So just going to Lake Geneva is basically what gets you a deal.
I think it was good for us because we found ourselves in a position where we were always there was always cocaine around the band, okay? There was always drug dealers. And as a matter of fact, I used to run into these, I couldn't find my band back in the old days where there was no cell phones, so I'd have to go to the local drug dealers and find my band.
That's a good system.
And I'd walk in and I'd see all the backstage passes like Smashing Pumpkins, Local H, Cheap Trick. They were all...
Don't out us!
All these laminates were on the walls of these girls' houses that would sell us our drugs. And so we knew we had to get it.
I've never had a girl drug dealer in my life. I don't know what you're talking about.
So we knew we had to get out of there, and it was a good place for us to go to. It was real desolate out there. Lake Geneva is pretty big right now, but at that time it was just a recording studio, and it was a hotel,
Right.
and then a couple little shops.
That's where they did The Omen 2, right?
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
Yeah, we made the Omen 3 when we were there. Wait, a quick little story. So we're in Lake Geneva. We're doing the record, and my brother and I, we went and stole a horse. Because we had no
You
car.
stole a fucking horse?
Yeah, we love horses, by the way, okay? So we stole a horse, and we went through the Burger King parking lot in the middle of the night, both of us on the horse. And the people, we walked out, we pull up on the horse, and the window opened up. We said, yeah, we want to get a couple of burgers. And they're like, well, you got a horse right here. And they go, well, yeah, that's the only transportation that we had. So, and then we came back, we took the horse, walked down the street, and went back to the studio. And then Donnie, his idea was, let's bring the horse into our hotel room. So we snuck,
Donnie was an idea man.
yeah. So we snuck the horse into the hotel room, was shitting all over the whole hotel room. It was awful. And then they found out about it. We had to bring the horse back, or we were going to go to jail. And we brought the horse back. They were going to kick us out of the hotel, but we talked them into it after they seen our bill, because our food bill for 1 month was $8,000. We were ordering steak and filet mignon. We never ate like this before.
Right.
And we just would call up room services. Yeah, bring us some steak down and bring some trim too.
So what
know?
did you order for the horse is the question.
Nothing. We took the horse back after shit all over the place. We had to bring it back. And we actually got in a lot of trouble. We almost got kicked out of the place, but we were able to, we stand the punishment, and we sweet talked our way into it. We still had another month to make the record. We had to mix it still.
Yeah.
So we ended up finishing the record, and then from there, we went back home and waited until it was time for us to shoot the video and go out and tour around the country.
Right. You stole horses. I don't know what to say. You sold horses.
Yeah, and the horse was not harmed, by the way, okay? We were petting it and kissing it. It was so beautiful horse. I love horses, okay? They're great.
Hey, what do you do with the horse after you get it in your room?
Nothing. It was just sitting there. Everybody's laughing. And we're all in there smoking pot with the horse, you know. It's fucking ridiculous.
It's like something you see when you're tripping. Yeah. We don't need these mushrooms anymore. So what was the best tour you've been on?
I'd probably say going out with Def Leppard.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, it was great touring with those cats. We do a 40-minute set. They pay us $25,000 a night.
It's good money.
That's what you make, and
It's
we
a good
didn't
gig.
We didn't see a penny of it because it would go to the accountants.
Because
and management knew that we had
it went to your horse
management
budget.
knew the band had some problems, so they said, okay, well, all the money goes to the accountants, and then we'll pay you guys to pay your rent and stuff, and wherever you lived. And that's how it was. And we lost hundreds of thousands of dollars that way, okay, because no one was paying attention. We were, the inmates were running the asylum, even though we had great management, no one cared. It's just so many bands that Doc McGee was managing. Our day-to-day guy, Bob Brigham, he was just like trying to stay alive himself, trying to keep the guys off of drugs every day. And I never found drugs, by the way, folks. Lucky me. Although I did smoke pot, I smoked more than Cheech and Chong, but I didn't do anything else. I found myself really focused. So I knew if I was fucked up, the record company wouldn't deal with us. So I constantly kept myself in a good position where I could talk business and be able to get through it. And then I'd relay the message to the other guys, and we were able to not to hide our terrible behavior.
Yeah.
Here's a question for you, Chip. So you spent many years with Donnie playing, singing lead and writing songs with you, and then there was Johnny Monaco. At some point, you thought to yourself, I'm just going to do this myself. I don't need a lead singer. I can be my own lead singer. Was there a specific thing that happened in your brain or out on the road or something? Or was it a long, gradual process?
I never thought that, my friend. You kidding me? I didn't want this fucking job. I enjoy writing songs with my brother and just singing harmonies. And once in a while, I'll step up and sing lead vocals to give him a break during the show. I didn't want to be the lead singer of Enough's Enough. I'm not ashamed to say that. Who gears up a band for failure? I want us to be successful. But in 2013, we went and did a tour in England. Donnie was out of control. He couldn't stop his substance abuse problems. And so after the end of the tour, he goes, I'm going to move in with you. And I go, that's impossible. You can't do that. And I love my brother, you guys, but I just couldn't have him move into the house. I'd be thrown out of there. I was renting the house, and the landlord knew that he had a propensity to get in trouble at any moment. He says, there's not a chance I'm letting this fucking guy live in the house. And I go, so Donnie, you can't live there. He goes, fuck it, you're dead to me. And I'll see you on the other side. And we hugged, and that was it. And I came back home, and I said, well, I don't know what I'm going to do with my mother, who I lost a couple of years ago, but we were very close. And she says, honey, you got to sing these fucking songs. I go, I don't know. Donnie's got such beautiful pipes. He's a wonderful singer. And she says, you can do this. So I corralled a couple of guys. First, I called the guy, Tony Fennell from Ultravox. And I said, hey, you want to play with me? And he goes, fuck, mate, I've always loved your band. So he flew to Chicago. We had a rehearsal. It sounded great. Yeah. And we said, we can do this. And that started all for me. I really didn't want to be the singer in the band. Once I got my feet wet and I started going through and playing shows, then I started getting more confidence. Right. And I realized maybe I can wear this dress. And I wasn't ready to give up the name Enough's Enough. I thought the songs are strong. We have a great catalog of material. Maybe something could happen down the line where the other guys can still get a payday. And so I kept working, and I started getting shows. I got Ace Frehley called me from Kiss. He goes, you want to do some dates? I said, yeah, I'd love to. He goes, I got 20 shows. I go, let's do it. And then I got off that tour, and I was hanging with Paul Stanley at the Whiskey A Go-Go. We were doing the rock and roll, what do they call, rock and roll fantasy camp. And this is where all of us here can, if you want to play with your favorite rock stars, you pay $6,000. Yeah. You learn songs for 3 days, even if you're not a talented guy. And then after the third day, everybody goes on stage and plays at the Whiskey A Go-Go in front of a big, huge, sold-out crowd. And Paul Stanley and I were standing backstage, and nobody else was there. And Paul says, hey, you want to open for Kiss? And I go, yeah, I'd love to. And he says, well, I asked you guys a couple of years ago, and your agent said you couldn't do it. And I was embarrassed, because you never say no to Paul Stanley. And I said, well, perhaps we were doing a record or something. We were busy. He goes, would you like to do it now? And in a couple of weeks, we're going to go out and do this big cruise, and you guys can play 4 shows with us. I said, I'll do it in a second. Didn't even care about money or anything. He goes, okay, great. Give me the phone. And he called Doc McGee. He goes, yeah, Chip and the boys are going to do it. Okay, see you. That was it. And that really helped us. And then that started elevating our perception a little bit, and it gave me more. And we played those shows with the whole fucking band Kiss in the front row watching us. No drugs, no smoking, no anything. We were just really straight and focused. And Gene Simmons came up to me with Paul and said, "Chip, you sound fucking great. You should have been doing this 10 years ago."
Nice.
And that I think that helped me a lot. And then we started getting more shows and working with everybody and doing records and putting music out there and touring around. I just finished a record, by the way, folks, with Ann Margaret, 81 years old Ann Margaret.
Wow.
And me, Pete Townsend, Joe Perry from Aerosmith, all of us playing on her record. And I got to do a duet with her. That's like a bucket list for me.
Right, so what's the best band of all time?
Beatles.
The Beatles? What's
Yeah,
the best
Beatles.
Beatles record?
Well, you won't agree with me. I know that George Martin wouldn't agree with me as well. The White Album.
It's the best album.
Yeah.
I totally agree with you.
Well, they were experimenting back then. They were doing, mushrooms and acid and smoking pot all day. And they took a chance and stepped out of their box.
Right. Well, I mean, everything is on that record.
Yeah.
Like, you don't need other records. That's it.
Well, if I was on a desert island, that'd be one of the records.
Desert Island.
Absolutely,
Speaking of desert islands,
All right. Speaking my language.
Gabe's got a question for you.
All right. You probably never listened to the podcast before, but all the guests we've had, the hundreds of guests we've had, we ask them all the same question. If you had to pick between two bands, and I'm hoping you're on my side on this one, but I'm not going to try and sway you. You had to pick between two bands on a desert island that you could listen to. The Replacements or Iron Maiden?
Well, that's a silly fucking question. Are you kidding me?
I hear you.
Everybody in this room would say Replacements. Are you kidding me?
Yeah! Bullshit.
Yeah.
A foul. That's a foul.
I remember Replacements. We were playing at the Ritz. They were playing the Ritz, and Donnie and I were across the street at Battery Studios. We were making a record, and we'd have the local drug dealer come by and drop off a quarter pound of pot every single week for us. Dr. Dre was in one room. Dr. Dre was doing
all of your stories.
Dr. Dre was in the studio doing the Chronic.
What?
Honest to God. And we heard him. We go, "Oh, this is great." And then this guy that was doing all the Def Leppard records, his name was Green, and he said, "You guys, if you're looking for pot, there's a guy you could call his telephone number, and he'll deliver the pot to your studio." We don't know a lot about New York. We're just learning about New York at the time. And then, so the guy came by with a big, huge sack of pot, and we just picked the kinds that we wanted to, and we were smoking. And then one of the girls, that worked in the studio, she says, "Oh, the Replacements are playing across the street." So we thought we were big enough stars, we could just walk right in there. And the guy said, "What are you guys doing?" I go, "Oh, we're playing across the street." He goes, "It's $50 ticket." I go, "Come on, bro. We're across the street recording a record right now." So he let us in there, and I went right backstage immediately to go say hi to those guys. And I really liked the Replacements a lot. They're way ahead of their game. And I remember telling the bass player in the band, Tommy Stenson, I go, "I play in a band called Enough Snuff." I don't think he gave a fuck, which is okay. And I liked him more for that, okay? And I said, he goes, "Oh, yeah."
Tommy doesn't give a fuck about
He goes,
a
"You're the
lot,
bass player?"
so-
I go, "Yeah, I play 12-string bass. I got it from Tom Peterson." He goes, and that was it.
That was it.
Then he started liking me. We started
Right.
talking about all kinds of stuff. And they were fabulous live in concert. No tapes, no sequencers, no synthesizers, nobody backstage. Just the band playing. It was raw, and it was sold out, too, by the way. They were a fabulous band. And I've always liked those cats. I've been friends with Tommy ever since.
Yeah. Yeah. Better than Iron Maiden.
No. I thought for
Well,
sure.
Iron Maiden does have one thing special. They have after they get done playing a show, the singer goes and gets on a Learjet and flies his band to the next gig.
That's true.
Not many bands do that.
Not many bands. I don't.
Yeah.
All right. So, have you ever heard about this game called Cards Against Humanity?
No, please explain.
It's a card game where you try to come up with the worst, awful answers. Would you like to play it with us?
Sure.
All right, Ben. Let's bring out the card. Look at, I can hear Herb go, "Oh, well, I gotta get the fuck out of here." Bye, Herb. Nobody cares. This is our first live podcast, by the way. So
Congratulations.
We don't know what's going to. Congratulations. Okay, so you guys know about this game? All right, this is either a terrible idea. According to Herb, it's an awful idea.
There you go.
Fuck. All right, so we're going to play this game. And Ben, I need you to be more of a game show host.
Okay, we're gonna. Thank you, Steve. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the LIFERS Against Humanity. I've got a bunch of cards here that have a statement on them with a blank word. And then each one of you gentlemen have 10 cards with things that you can use to fill in the blank. So I'm going to read a statement, and you guys each pick the card that you have that you think works best with what I've just said. And then you'll read that out loud, and we'll see the audience will based on the audience reaction, we'll see who wins the round.
Yes.
Right?
But you're supposed to pick a funny answer, right?
No.
No?
As serious as you can get.
I don't think that's right. Hold on a second. You're giving me bad information here. I don't know if Chip knows how to play this game. Do you know how to play?
No, but I'm willing to try.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Give it a
you gotta
shot.
tell us the
Chip's
rules
not
the
afraid
right
to
way.
try things,
I just told
Gabe.
you.
Apparently, Chip's not afraid to try anything.
Well, Gabe, as we know, you are always intentionally funny, so you're going to just pick funny answers.
I'm gonna
'cause
pick the
that's just
funniest thing.
Yeah.
Like you're supposed to.
Good. Okay, good.
I hope.
All right.
Are you ready for this, Gabe?
I played this game once before, and I think they were picking the funniest answers, not the best answers.
They're picking the funny. He's fucking with you.
I hope so. I don't want to do this wrong and pick the dumb thing, and I get no applause.
It's all pretty dumb. Have you looked at your cards, by the way?
I got them.
All right, here's the first one.
There's a lot of things I don't know.
You
if I
guys
can get away
ready?
with here. Yeah.
Try
I'm
to
ready.
try to fill in the blank as best
Chip,
you can.
are you ready?
Sure.
Okay.
Hey guys, welcome to Chili's. Would you like to start the night off right with blank? Scott, you got one?
I do. What is it again?
Hey guys, welcome to Chili's. Would you like to start the night off right with
My black ass.
nice?
Okay.
Chip, hey guys, welcome to Chili's. Would you like to start the night off right with
The screams! The terrible screams!
Gabe? Hey guys, welcome to Chili's. Would you like to start the night off right with
Swamp ass.
I think Chip gets that right.
Yeah, I think so.
I didn't get that reference. Is that a movie or something?
No, he just sells it. That's what he does. This is working. Fuck her. All right,
We'll do 5 of these, all right? 4 more.
Let's do 5, and then yeah. Okay.
You know, we got an hour and a half to fill here. Here's the church, here's the steeple. Open the doors, and there is blank. Gabe, you got one for this?
No, I need some time.
Okay.
The church and the steeple. What?
You got some of that Jeopardy kind of like time music?
Are we
Yeah, we
ready?
don't need Steve. You want to go again, Scott? You want to go first again?
I'll go first.
Here's the church, here's the steeple. Open the doors, and there is
lumberjack fantasies. Think about it. Think about it. I could have done grandma come, but I went with lumberjack fantasies.
Grandma what?
Come. Grandma come.
Oh. Isn't that the drink that Herb's been making all
Yes.
night?
It is.
Thank you. Chip, here's the church, here's the steeple. Open the doors, and there is
$1 fucking trillion.
right on.
It says fucking?
Gabe, here's the church, here's the steeple. Open the doors, and there is
I got no chance against these two. I got fake tits.
Sounds like Gabe won
like
the
Gabe
round.
wins.
All right.
All right, can you give us another card there?
Yeah. These are.
No, I mean another card for us to have.
Fuck. Okay, yeah.
He's like, yeah, I get it.
You got somewhere to go over there? There you go. Blank. High five, bro.
I don't like this question. Blank, high five.
Blank. High five, bro. Chip, you got one?
Well, I think so. Drinking out of the toilet and eating's garbage.
High five, bro.
Okay.
Gabe?
All right.
Oh, Scott?
Morgan Freeman's voice.
High five, bro.
Wow, he gets booed. Booed. It's a rough crowd.
Grandma's come. High five, bro.
No, you don't get 2 shots at it.
Gabe?
How does this work? I say it first?
You
and
say it first, apparently.
A bitch slap.
High five, bro.
Hey, no booing. No booing. I've been booed on stage too many times.
Have you?
I've been booed. Ask Scott.
So who won?
I don't know if anyone won that round.
That's
Grandma's
fair.
come.
That's fair.
Scott, you got it. Grandma's come. So we're even at 1 apiece. We got 2 more to go.
3 more
I need another
Oh
card.
yeah, you need another card. One more
Chip,
card.
would you like a burrito?
No, thank you.
Okay. It's a correct answer.
Mamma mia, here I go again. My, how can I resist blank? That was for you, Scott. It's an ABBA reference.
I know, I got it. I can't do this, but I'm going to.
Mamma mia, here I go again. My, how can I resist?
The Underground Railroad. Hey! There's no booing.
That wasn't good.
We're cutting that one out. Fight the power indeed. You know what I'm talking about?
I think I lost the card. Chip, Mamma mia, here I go again. My, how can I resist?
Dirty penis breath.
Elliot!
Gabe Rodriguez, Mamma mia, here I go again. My, how can I resist?
Kayaking with my sluts.
Yeah.
It's a runaway.
That's point number 2 for Gabe Rodriguez. Okay, we got 1 more to go.
I think I got the advantage because I'm going last.
What do we got? We got 2 for Gabe.
2 for Gabe and 1 each for you. And
No, I got 0. I got nothing.
You got Grandma's cum.
I do have Grandma's cum. All in my hair. I use it for, gel. Yeah, it's good.
All right, here we go.
Not my grandma's
Here's
cum.
a nice music.
Your grandma's cum.
3 gents in the music industry. Here you go. After 4 platinum albums and 3 Grammys, it's time to get back to my roots, to what inspired me to make music in the first place. Blank.
You guys all seem like you have cards. What are you laughing? Oh, this is going to be good.
What is that again?
What's the question again?
After 4 platinum albums and 3 Grammys, it's time to get back to my roots, to what inspired me to make music in the first place. Blank.
Did you say colon?
I did.
The prostate.
Nice. Chip, after 4 platinum albums and 3 Grammys, it's time to get back to my roots, to what inspired me to make music in the first place.
Being a dick to all children.
Admirable.
Gabe, after 4 platinum albums and 3 Grammys, it's time to get back to my roots, to what inspired me to make music in the first place.
I don't have anything good here. The bombing of Nagasaki. That might be racist, I think. Is it?
I don't know anymore.
I'm gonna give it to Chip, so that means Chip and Gabe are tied with 2. Scott, you're out of it. Let's do one
Do
more.
a tiebreaker. Yes. for these
Tiebreaker.
two, yes.
Tiebreaker. Here's one
You
more
guys
card
got time for a
Chip,
tiebreaker?
and one more card for Gabe. Okay, here you go, Gabe and Chip. Hey guys, I know this was my idea, but I'm having serious doubts about blank. Gabe?
No,
What?
I want Chip to go first.
Hey guys, I know this was my idea, but I'm having serious doubts about
My clitoris.
Pretty good.
I am too.
Gabe. Hey guys, I know this was my idea, but I'm having serious doubts about.
All the dudes I've fucked.
All right, I think Gabe wins.
Gabe wins. Sorry, Chip.
The Chip came up pretty close with his clitoris.
All right, thanks for coming, everybody, and thanks, Chip. Chip's enough. Thank you.
I love you, buddy.
So much.
Love you. Love you.
Thank you. Thanks to Gabe. Thanks to Ben. I hope you don't feel ripped off. Thank you.
You gonna play another song, Scott?
I can play another. Do you want to play a song? You want to play a song, Chip? Oh, I only got one guitar, buddy, so you're gonna have to do it.
Yeah, Chip.
Chip's gonna play a song.
Yeah.
Information came about it. Suddenly I live without it. Turn my stereo up louder. I don't want to hear about it. Took myself a small vacation, kind of an investigation. Checking out a new sensation, finding much invigoration. Hand is on the buzzer, and I'm walking through the door. Get high on a new thing. Get high on a new thing. Get high on a new thing. Everybody wants to find it, just they're all so narrow-minded. See a hill, they've got to climb it. Maybe pots of gold behind it. Worry, worry is your answer. If you like your wrinkles faster, nursing all things make them last. The way we did it in the past, when everybody's telling you you ain't got no respect. So get high on a new thing. Get high on a new thing. Get high on a new thing. On a new thing. On a new thing. I'm so high, let's get high. We're so high on a new thing. I hope everybody here lives to be 100 years old. May the best thing to happen to you last year be the worst thing to happen to you this year. God bless you all, okay? Scott, thank you very much.
Chip's enough, everybody. Thanks a lot for coming.
If
Gabe's selling merch. So
if anybody's interested, I got some posters and some mugs and some Lifers vinyl if you don't have it by now.
burritos.
We made some post and a leftover burrito.
Thanks a lot.